tell the truth, and shame the devil. I love being black. All right, people. I am back. I'm back. I'm back. I've been missing on you guys. I promise you, I've been missing you guys. I've been missing you. You know, they've been having your boy working out 10 hours a day, been working hard. They paying me what I love to do for free. So ain't that something? That's when you know you're blessed. When you're doing something that you love to do for free and somebody's paying you to do that, man, that's a wonderful blessing. And that's where I'm in my life. I appreciate God for everything that he's doing, that he's about to do, that he's going to do. All right. The scripture said the power of life and death is in the tongue. And I'm speaking life tonight over our people. Some folks have given up on all our people, but I have not given up on black people. And a lot of our people that are leaders today or influential in our community, they once was probably a bad person, but they had a transformation of heart and of mind, of spirit and soul. All right, we got open mic tonight. We're gonna have some people call in. I'm gonna let y'all talk what you guys want to talk about, because I'm just standing here in the gap today. I want to talk, and you know I love to talk, but I love to listen as well. This is your boy Martin G, aka the Crime Chaser. I am live, uncut, and unedited. There's only one crime chaser, and that's Martin G. Johnson. No imitators, no duplicators. It's just me, people. They pay me. Real talk. I appreciate you guys coming on here tonight or this morning or this evening, whenever you may watch this podcast. Your boy Martin G is live, uncut, unedited, tell the truth, and shame the devil. People, they ride my wave to be famous. All right. Somebody said, what's the number? The number is 872-297-6389. 872-297-6389. That's the number. 872-297-6389. I got it in the title. All right, you can call in. I think my phone's still on. Yeah, it's still on. Yeah, it's on. Yeah. 872-297-6389. We got a lot of things going on around the world. We got South Africans fighting against other Africans. We got 2 police officers just got killed by a African-American male. We got people that's getting shot just about every day, male and female, here in the city of Chicago. We have a mayor that a lot of us is not too happy about him. So we got a lot of things going on tonight. We got a young lady. Her name is Ashley Gonzalez. That say that she hate black folks. She said she hate them. She hate them chimps. That's what she said. We got a lot going on, people. A lot going to be revealed. 872-297-6389. That's my number. We're taking live callers. This is live, uncut, unedited. And one thing about me, we don't allow folks to come on, especially racist white folks to come on here and talk crazy. We're not allowing that about our people. I don't care how bad or how terrible you think black folks is. Listen, we family. Have you ever got into a fight with one of your brothers or sisters? Then an outsider came in and tried to get in between y'all two, and even though y'all mad, both of y'all jumped them. And that's how it is. Black folks, we should be like the bumblebees. When you come out to one bee, the whole hive come out to you. We shouldn't allow folks to call our young black men YNs or animals and all that. We should never allow that. Never. Never. These are our young people. Our young people are not shooting everybody, carjacking, snatching and grabbing, doing drugs and all types of things. Every young black person is not doing these things. Trust me. This is real. And I keep telling y'all people that talking that black on black crime, that's non-exist, that don't exist until they say white on white crime or Latino on Latino crime. Why is it that we the only race of people that use black on black crime? See, black people, somebody don't like us. Michael Jackson said it. They really don't care about us. Listen, it take all these races and even some that look like us to come against us. Foundation Black Americans here. They go against us. They don't like us. But they don't know we got fight in our blood. We are a powerful people. We are loving people. Again, I tell you, people, they can't stand our guts so bad, but they listen to our music every day. They clapping their hands, stomping their feet to our music. You go to their grocery stores, and you go to their liquor stores, you go to their convenience stores, you go to their clothing store, they listen to that black music. That's why they call it soul music, because you can feel it in the soul. I'm telling you. And one thing I don't like about black folks, we always trying to compare Michael Jordan and LeBron James. We always comparing two greats. Why can't both be great? No other race do that but us. They pin us against each other. And that's real talk. Real talk. Aren't you tired, black folks? I don't know, y'all. Listen, when I'm looking at all these trains and bus videos here in the city of Chicago, I'm like, man, is this stuff really real? Our folks are sick. We sick, people. We sick. We need a physician. Somebody said we need Jesus. We need God. We need him. We need him. And when I look into some of y'all eyes out there, and I'm being honest, you have no soul, none whatsoever. Your children, they don't have no soul. They have no God, no hope, no communication skills, no nothing. All they got in their hand is a cell phone, a tablet, a computer. No one sits at the dinner table no more. Everybody get up and get their plate. They go in their own room. Mama go in her room. Father, he go to the man cave down in the basement or in the garage. The children, they go to their room and eat their food. No one sits at the table together, hold hands and pray over the food as a family unit. Where is the family? Where is the family? My dear sister told me, she sent me a video, and she was saying, you know how we always talk about how the white man gave black women food stamps and housing and all that. So what now? What if the white man take that away? Men, are we really ready to step up to take care of our women? Men, are we really ready to take care of our women? To be real honest, are we? Are we? Hey, Mr. Roosevelt, I see you, Mr. Roosevelt. Are we really ready? Listen, people, there's a lot of hate going on among black people. And for somebody to come on my live and tell me that they didn't see nothing wrong with that racial slur that Houston police officer, former police officer said they didn't see anything wrong with that. And it was a black person that looked like me, and I hope he listened to me tonight. I couldn't believe he said something like that. But I couldn't. I could, because I never really hear him speak well of black people. You know, I've never heard. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. Let me just say this to you people, my black people, my brothers and sisters. Anytime you have an individual that never have anything good to say about nobody, you better watch him or her. They have absolutely nothing good to say about nobody. They always speaking well of themselves, but nobody else. You better watch that. When you come in contact with people like that, you better run for your life. That is a toxic person. Yes, I am judging. That's a very toxic person. Don't have nothing good to say about nobody. Always evil, mean-spirited. I call it nice, nasty. Always frowning up, balling up, cussing and hollering at the kids. Being insubordinate toward the boss at work and the supervisor. Hostile with the Chicago police or CPD or whatever police. Just hostile. Everywhere. Hostile in the courthouse. Everybody always picking on him or her. It's always somebody else's fault, and it's not their fault. Don't you know somebody like that? They never have nothing good to say about nobody. Always talking about it's everybody else's fault, and it's not them. Brother or sister, can you be wrong sometime? Can you make a mistake sometime? Why is this everybody? It's always everybody else and not yourself. That's real talk. I mean, we got a lot of growing to do. A lot of growing to do. Black people. Everybody hate us. They hate us, including black people. You got some black people don't like themselves when they look in the mirror. They like nothing about their physical features or anything. They don't like their nose, their lips, their hair. They don't like it. They can't stand being black. You know, I say, I love being black. They say, I can't stand being black. You got folks out here like that. They can't stand being black. They go on their white jobs and they hear these little pillow talk conversations and they right in with the conversation. Yeah, my black people, they sick. They need something. Yeah, you skinning and grinning, getting along, go along. And they looking at you. You think they laughing with you, but they laughing at you. You are a traitor. You are a traitor. You are a traitor. That's what you are. And nobody gets along with you. When are you going to stand up for yourself? When are you going to take accountability for yourself? When are you going to love on yourself? When are you going to love that old kinky hair God gave you? When are you going to love that beautiful caramel, dark chocolate, light, bright complexion? When are you going to fall in love with yourself? With them hazel eyes, with them dark brown eyes, with them black eyes. When are you going to fall in love with yourself? Listen, have a sense of pride of yourself. Some folks got low self-esteem. And the only time that they low self-esteem can get boost if somebody compliment them or they put on some clothes. You got to know that when you are not dressed up at your best, that you still all right. You got to know. And I used to say it all the time, and it might sound a little arrogant. I may be the ugliest person in the world, but my spirit is so sweet, you won't even see the physical attributes of me. Have you ever met a person that they was not attractive at all, but their spirit was so sweet, and they was sugar sweet, they was very kind, and you didn't even notice their looks after a while being around them? It is something when you can go to a Christian church, and when Christian folks be mean and nasty, giving you an evil eye and doing all of things. When you're walking down the aisle, the usher looking at you, you can't sit over there. Just a mean-spirited. Mean-spirited. Some of y'all can identify what I'm talking about. Then you want to say, praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Now you want to go start speaking in tongues. But you can't even treat your husband right. You're hollering and cussing at your children every day. You're fussing on a job. You don't want to come to work. You're complaining. You don't want to work on weekends. You don't want to work on holidays. When a boss overlook you and gives somebody else overtime, now you start complaining. I know this story sounds familiar. Listen, if the shoe fit, wear it. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. That's all I'm saying tonight. I want some callers, 872-297-6389. We got an open discussion tonight. Open discussion. 872-297-6389. Real talk. And listen, I appreciate everybody tonight. But this is going to be the school of no fools tonight. And we're going to acknowledge our sins tonight. We're going to acknowledge our transgressions. We're going to acknowledge it tonight as a whole. As a whole. It's something about some of us black folks. We don't want to work. Not all of us. All right, we got Mr. Roosevelt. Mr. Roosevelt. Hey, hold on, Roosevelt. Hold on, let me fix something before you start talking. I need to fix something real quick. Hold on. I just realized I didn't do something with the audio. I want to make sure everybody hear us. All right, hold on. All right. Hold on, Roosevelt. Okay, Roosevelt, we're clear now. Come on now. Come on, Mr. Roosevelt. Open discussion. Speak your mind.
Well, man, hopefully you are doing great. You know, I've been missing in action. I've been here in Minnesota for the last few weeks and stuff, taking care of my father who got sick. But I am catching you or something on TV live, and that's a beautiful thing about, you know, technology these days and everything. You could be any place, even if you're not in Chicago. I'm still here on YouTube watching you all the way in northern Minnesota.
All right.
And I just cannot believe something you said. I kind of believe, I think I know who it was who might have said it. You're trying to say a certain person who shall remain nameless right now, said that it was okay what that cop said in Texas?
Yeah, it was old timer. Let's call him out. It was old timer. The old timer said, and I got the video to prove it, that he didn't see nothing wrong with it if she wasn't at work. That's what he said.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, so he's just the Democratic liberal coon anyway, who tries to, cater to the Democratic Party and calls himself a preacher in the most holiest of denominations, which is the Church of God in Christ. And I don't know how you can be a Church of God in Christ minister or elder, but yet still be a Democrat when the Democrat Party stands for every single thing that my Bible, as being a Baptist deacon, your Bible, coming from the background you came from, and even his Bible, which is all of our Bible, preaches against. Anytime it's for abortion, anytime it's for gay marriage, anytime, that it used to be called the Dixiecrats, which fostered white supremacy. And now he wants to take up for this, lady, because that just goes to show you that both both parties are racist, because the Democrat Party claims to be our friends and has never done anything for us.
Shame the devil.
Because if I'm your friend, if you call me friend, I mean, you expect something out of me much more than you expect your enemy. How could people this is how come I don't have any kind of respect for the Obama Presidential Library opening. And if Obama ran for anything, I don't give a crap if he wanted to run as the Chicago town dog catcher. I wouldn't be voting for him, because as far as I'm concerned, he did far much more for LGBTQ rights, everything that the Bible spoke against, other than doing something for Black people. Anybody who gets in office, no matter what color they are, they might not hate other people, but they're going to make sure that their people are taken care of. Somebody who's Latino is going to get in there. They're going to do for Latinos before they do for some of us. They'll do for us too, but they're going to look out for their people. Someone who's Jewish are definitely going to do for the Jewish community. They might not hate you or I, but they're still going to make sure that their people are straight. Everybody can do everything for everyone else of their people except for black people. And now you got Old Timer taking up for this Latin racist cop who has absolutely nothing to say good about black people. And what is he talking about that is okay as long as she's not on the job? As far as it even says in the Bible, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So this is something that was deep in her. And we don't need somebody who's supposed to be a police officer with those kind of feelings, because them firing her, that's a good thing, because you never know. What if you heard her later on maybe involved in a shooting, maybe of a black person or something like that? So whenever you see these things, and I think not only Houston, but I think every single police department within this country, anytime they see little things like that, just little things, they need to take action against the officer right away in getting rid of them. So therefore, you won't have any other bad incidents coming later on. Because I'm pretty sure the whole George Floyd incident could have been stopped if somebody probably would have stopped Derek Chauvin maybe earlier in his career. Maybe the whole thing against Philando Castillo could have been stopped. And this was a Latin officer who even shot him, who if people would have paid attention to warning signs early in his career. Whole lot of stuff that could have been prevented if these people would just pay attention to what these cops do. So therefore, I'm glad that she said whatever it is that she said to expose herself, because no, we don't need police officers like this, not only in Houston or Chicago, LA or New York or just any place, no matter where it is. We don't need any kind of with people who have anti-black feelings like this, who are not only over black people, over just about anybody. They don't need to be over anyone. In the Latin community, it is very, very anti-black. The people, they absolutely refuse to see that. No, the brown and black coalition is not working. It's like what you said. Everyone hates us, so we can just finally, surmise that us as black people, we're all alone in this whole thing, that the cavalry is not coming. So, no, we got to look out for us.
That's Mr. Roosevelt. Mr. Roosevelt went in, didn't he, y'all? Hey, Roosevelt ain't playing with it. I told black people we don't have no friends now. You think we got friends? We don't have no friend. Nobody like black people. Even some of us, Roosevelt, they don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people to come on this live right now and never speak well of black people. And they're black. They're African American or melanated, if you want to go African to Zoe. They
Yeah,
don't
well,
speak
like I said, look at
well.
Old Timer.
Yeah. They don't speak well of black people.
Look at Old Timer, and even look at some of our elected officials. Look at, James Bojangle Jim Clyburn, who said that he's a black congressperson from, South Carolina, who says that, black people don't deserve reparations. He's black. Roland Martin, who's black, says the same thing. And the worst thing is, all of these people are Democrats, people, the party that most black people vote for, that claim to be our friends. I don't get it.
Brother,
I do not get it.
Brother Roosevelt, this election stuff, it seemed like it's not working for the whole. Now, it's working for some. Now, I'm not saying, well, Martin, what are you saying? Don't vote, don't participate in the election. No, I'm not saying that. But it's not working anymore. We got to get some people to represent. But this is the question that I want to ask my black people. Why is it that when a black politician gets in office, he has to be perfect? Why is it that these white folks been in office for the last hundreds of years and they ain't never treated us right, fairly, if I would say that? Never. But once a black person get in that office and we looking at them through a magnified glass and we find everything about her, everything about him, why black politicians got to be perfect? That's what I don't understand. Why they got to be perfect? And when the white was in power, they don't say nothing. Yes, sir, boss. You gonna look out for me? Skinning and grinning. But when a black politician come in the office, we don't like him. That don't mean that we should disrespect him. And I was just thinking about the Fraternal Order of Police. He called Brandon Johnson a coward or something. And I ain't like that. That's still a mayor. And I'm not happy with Brandon Johnson. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not happy with him, but I'm not going to go and disrespect Brandon Johnson. He's a man and he's our mayor, like it or not. He is the mayor of the city of Chicago. And we ought
Even
to
though Brandon
respect
Johnson ain't done nothing for black people either.
But regardless, name me some white folks done something for some black people.
Well, hey,
I know. I'm
back
just
to
saying.
what I said. It goes back to what I said.
Name me some white folks that have done something for black people. None
like
of
I said,
them.
our own. We expect more from our own than what it is that we get.
I'm
and I
asking
guess
a
that sometimes
question.
whenever we don't get it,
Why? Why? We so loving, forgiving with the white man, but when it comes to our own, we so harsh and rough, and we just toxic. I've seen people talk to Brandon
from our own.
I've seen people talk to Brandon Johnson like he wasn't nothing. Nothing. He's still the mayor.
More for our own. And then when our own disappoints us, this is what you get. That's why. I think that's why that happens the way that it does. Because we expect so much from our leaders, especially after they make promises and then they go along and they go the other way, because Brandon Johnson, he made a whole lot of promises he didn't make good on. And then he started to go and support the illegal migrants, spent so much money and everything on them. And then now the Chicago, is pretty much in, a billion or more dollar deficit because he spent more money and everything on them instead of helping black people. And black people's property taxes and everything have gone up. So, whenever these kind of stuff happens like this, I think that's what makes people upset.
Okay. But I don't never see them going at white politicians the way they go at black politicians. That's the thing. When they gonna stand up against these white politicians that laugh and skinning and grinning in their face? J.B. Pritzker. When they gonna go against him? When they gonna stand up against him? I'm just asking a question. He hadn't been perfect. Out of all the qualified people that's qualified to own a weed dispensary, no black person that got one when they first came out. It was set. It was a stage set, people. That's what I'm saying, people. We trying to fit in a system that's not for us. I'm just saying it, period, people. I'm not just talking about Democrats. I'm talking about all white folks. They know what they're doing to us in this society.
Yeah, but the thing is, you already know that that's your enemy. So your enemy, you know exactly like where they're coming from. Because like I said, it could be a big difference. Because I'm pretty sure you do have enemies. It could be a difference in between, let's just say, me and Marcus. I'm throwing him in there, since you personally know the both of us, and like maybe one of your enemies. Like one of your enemies, you wouldn't expect anything from. You wouldn't expect them to come to your rescue. You probably wouldn't even expect them to do anything for you. But if you wound up in trouble or any kind of other thing or whatever, I think you would expect more from people like me and Marcus than you would expect from your enemy if we call ourselves friends to you. So therefore, in this case, I think that black people expected more from the elected officials like Obama or either like Brandon Johnson than what they got. Because, like I said, they're black first and foremost, and they're part of the Democratic Party, which claims to be friends of ours. And then when they didn't get it, and everything turned out to be a whole lot worse than what it was just like very, very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Okay. I feel you on that. I mean, Ron Emanuel ran this city for years. They didn't stand up the way they doing Brandon Johnson. They didn't do Ron Emanuel like that. They had to protest, get him out of the office. If it wasn't for that shooting, Ron Emanuel still be mayor right now. That cover up. I mean, I just keep it real. Black politicians, if you listen to me tonight, this morning, this afternoon, you got to be perfect for black folks.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
You definitely got to be perfect.
You got to do everything that you said.
And I'll give y'all an example.
You got to do everything you say.
Y'all remember like 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, everybody was blaming Kim Foxx, saying that she was letting the criminals out. Now, Kim Fox haven't been in for 2 years now. Who they gonna blame now? It's a white lady in there now. They ain't blaming her. So now they done gone from Kim Fox to the judges now, blaming it on the judges. But they won't blame it on the white state's attorney, but they blame it on the black sister. They blamed it on Kim Fox, but they didn't blame it on this white lady that's in right now. Ain't that strange? All they kept saying, Kim Fox is letting all the criminals out of jail. Real talk. That's all they kept saying. Now, who they got to blame now? Kim Fox is not in office at all.
And I have to just say, with Karen Fox, I don't think it was a case of her letting all the criminals out of jail. I just believe that she was one who looked at cases, and I believe just called everything as fairly as she possibly could. Because you probably don't know this, but I have a good friend of mine. Matter of fact, it's my godson's family. And this was some years ago. This is before Kim Fox even got in the office. One of my godson's cousins, I guess that he was coming from someplace, and he and his brother, I guess he had to go to the bathroom, and he decides to go down this alley and go and call himself taking a leak or whatever because he wasn't close to no bathroom. But when he went down the alley, come to find out it really was no alley. It was a big driveway that belonged to a house on the west side that was very big, that was owned by a Chicago police officer. And the Chicago police officer, who also was black, I guess saw him and came out the house and everything and beat him up or something with a baseball bat and a pistol, whipped him and all that other kind of stuff. And then they arrested him, and then they charged him with even though this guy, he was off duty, they charged him with assault and battery on a police officer and home invasion because the officer lied. And this particular officer on the west side, they say he's murdered someone before, and many neighbors, they say he's terrorized that neighborhood over there, and many neighbors knew the truth about it, but too afraid to speak up about it, even to my godson's family, because they said that they had to live there. So, he wound up in jail, wound up on ankle monitoring for like 9 or 10 months. This is my godson's cousin. And then, this is when Anita Alvarez was still in office. And then, his attorney at the time was up there telling us, because me and his aunt went down to his court hearing every single time he had a court hearing, because we just thought it was so unfair. And then even she said she wasn't trying to tell us who to vote for, but she definitely said and stuff. Well, in this election, Kim Fox is running, so be sure you all vote, because that could actually change the atmosphere of the state's attorney's office. That's all she would say. So when the election came, Kim Fox actually won. And as soon as Kim Fox won, his attorney was right, because someone reached out to their family and actually, looked at that whole case with different eyes. And they said that they threw out that whole charge of assault and battery on a peace officer and all this other stuff, which were like 2 or 3 different felonies that he was looking at. And they only charged him with like trespassing on private property, which was a misdemeanor, which was a true charge. They ended up dropping everything, and then they ended up just, taking the ankle monitor off, and I think he even got like a small settlement. And he never should have been beaten everything like that, because he also has a mental condition, and this black officer beat him up. But because of Kim Fox's office, them taking a look at new cases and with fresh eyes, just like that, my godson's cousin was able to reclaim his life. So I said all of that to say this. I don't think it was a case of her just, she looked at cases, new and old cases, with fresh eyes.
Now, what do we do when leadership fails? What do we do? What do we do when leadership fails? Because black people, hold on, Roosevelt. We have this thing that a black person got to do everything right. And if they don't do nothing specific for black folks, you got to make sure before you vote for a person, ask for something. Don't just vote for them, ask for something. When you want something in exchange for your vote, that's not illegal. That's the right thing to do. If y'all keep believing, now they get mad at me because I vote for people because they black. Yeah, I have been guilty of that. I have many a times. But I'm tired of white folks over me. I'm tired of it. Telling us what to do, how we should think, what we should be mad at. Do it like this. Tired. That's why these white politicians, they go grab a sister so the black men can vote for them. Because they know we vote based on race. They do it too. They the number one. They are the number one people race that vote based on our skin color. Do you think a white person in this country want a black person over them telling them what to do? How things they don't want that. That's insulting to them. They don't want that. Liberal or not liberal. They don't want it. They showing us how they feel about black people. Black people, you're not willing, you're not ready to fight for what you believe in. You're not even willing and ready to die for what you believe in. But you'll die for a dice game. You'll die for somebody standing on your area selling loose cigarettes or drugs. You'll die for something like that. You'll die if somebody mean mug you. You'll die of a fight in a club. But you will not die for a righteous cause for your people. You won't do it. It just ain't in you. I'm trying to figure out why we're so hostile toward one another. For no reason at all. No reason. Just hostile. But what did that brother do? Did he do that? I just don't like him. Did he say anything to you? Did he look at you? No, he never said anything to me. He ain't never looked at me no kind of way, but I just don't, it's something about that guy I just don't like. You got hate in your heart for somebody in this world that don't even know you exist, can care less if you exist. But you have that much hate in your heart. Something is wrong with you. It's like this, Roosevelt. You tell a friend, hey, I'm finna get a new car. And when you say that when you tell that friend that, and in their mind and their heart, they're hoping that you don't get a new car, that's a spirit. That spirit is warring against you, what you're trying to do. And that's why some things you cannot say out loud in front of certain people, because they'll shoot your dream down, your vision down. They'll find a way to convince you. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I would have never been the crime chaser. Listen to some folks like regular folks. Oh, that's dangerous. You shouldn't be going over there. You should do this. But I did it anyway. I did it anyway. I brought awareness. Now I got folks out here trying to be me. Trying to be me. Imitate me. But one thing they don't have my credibility. That's it. See, one thing about being a credible messenger, you got to have credibility. You got to. You got to. Some folks are doing it for the wrong intention. It's going to find out. It reminds me of an old scripture, except the Lord build the house, they that labor in vain. Except the Lord build the house, they that labor in vain. You got some folks, all they ever done was steal and copycat and lie. The foundation is no good. See, one thing I learned about people, they see what they want to see. They see what they want to see. They don't care about situations that's going on in the community as long as it don't directly affect them and theirs. They don't care. They don't care about when I make a post and somebody gets shot. Once they finally realize that it's nobody that they know or not their relatives, oh, it's just news. But when it happens to one of their relatives, when it happens to one of their friends, now it's their reality. Real talk. This is the only country that I know when you dead and gone, they try you in the grave. They demonize your character. And we've seen them do it over and over. The police wrongfully shoot somebody here in America. The first thing they do, they go to social media, to your page, trying to find out if you carrying guns or what type of person you are. That's the first thing they're trying to do. Do you know when they kill one of us, a black person, they really believe in their heart that they're doing a favor for us? They really believe that. They really believe that. But have you ever noticed when it comes to one of them, they find a way to de-escalate the situation? They tarry with them a little longer. But with the black folks, they going right in for the kill. Right in for the kill. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. I know your white boss is watching me. And you can't say amen or I'm the man. I know it. Well, Martin, I can't lose my job. And I don't want you to lose your job because I don't have one to give you. You know I'm telling the truth. You know them folks on the job don't like you. Don't care nothing about you or your children. And you know it. And anytime that they get a chance to throw you up under the bus, they'll do it. Some folks are walking around these jobs, people, looking, trying to tell on somebody to keep the spotlight off them. That's what they do on these jobs. You got people in this life, Mr. Roosevelt, that only time that they feel good about themselves when they knocking other people down, talking about them, lying on them, then they feel good. They feel good about themselves. And it shouldn't be. One thing about me, Mr. Roosevelt, and I could say, I am a congratulator. I'm never no hater. Because guess what? I know my turn is coming. The scripture said promotion come not from the east, but from the west. But it come from God. When God is ready to promote you and elevate you on the job, with finance, with a home, with a new car, with a wife, with a husband, God can do it. God can turn your life around in a moment's time. In a moment's time. He can change your mindset in a moment's time. Have you ever seen a person growing up, they was a real terrible person? All they did was fight, shoot, beat up people, bully people. And now that you see them later on in life, they're totally the opposite. Uh-oh, I got my best friend calling in. Let's see what he got to say. Old timer. Hold on, old timer. Hold on. Mr. Old Timer, what is it that you got to say to us? I'm listening. Old Timer.
Yes, sir.
What is it that you got to say to us tonight?
Well, I like the way that you're talking. I like the way that you're talking, and
really,
I think all of it, when we wrong a little bit, I mean, I noticed, I'm not sure directly which directly way you were saying, like people, put down people and stuff, exactly what all that means. But I can say sometimes that I may not be right, and it may seem like I'm criticized. But all I know is that a lot of times that in life you got to build your own community. You got to, and the power of agreement is what's gonna get it done. And a lot of Caucasians, hey, look, they gonna agree with one another. They gonna agree to with all that, to agree to disagree or whatever. In the end, they're gonna come out smelling like a rose, and we gonna be fighting one another. So for some kind of way, this seemed to be acceptable. It seemed to be acceptable with us. But what I really want to say what I really want to say to you, brother, is that you need to congratulate me on all the talk that I've been telling you about this blue wave. Now, I'm not trying to change the topic, but I hope we get around to it one
it's
other
open
night.
discussion. No, it's open discussion. You can talk about anything you want to talk about.
Okay, remember I told you that the blue wave was coming. I told you that.
What is the blue
And
wave?
it came, brother.
What is the blue
Well,
wave?
the blue wave is when the Democrats swung all them people back into office. And I ain't heard y'all say a mumbling word. I ain't heard y'all say a mumbling word about it because I was kept telling you about the power of the black vote. I kept telling you that. I say the black vote, brother, is gonna get us through. And y'all was all that talking about flip red and all that, and ain't said a mumbling word since then. All that flip red stuff, and I told you it wasn't gonna happen. I told you it wasn't gonna happen, and it didn't happen. And now everybody done got quiet about it. I said, that I ain't heard Brother Martin them say nothing about the flipping red no more.
Well,
Running around there with the shirts on.
I
But I
don't.
told you the blue
You
wave
hold
was
on.
gonna come.
Hold it. Let's get something straight here. You ain't never
Go
heard
ahead.
me trying to flip nobody Democrat or Republican. I don't care which one you are. I believe you need to be on both sides. I said publicly.
I hear you. I hear you.
You ain't never seen
But
me
see,
on
but
here
we can't afford to be on both sides,
right.
though. We can't afford to
I
be on
can't.
both
No,
sides.
I can't. I disagree with you though on that. I did listen. Listen, you always talk about how good white people are. Well, why are white people on both sides? I don't never hear you say nothing about that. You always use white people as a comparison. But this particular time,
Because,
you're not using them for that. White people are Democrats, white people are Republicans. So why can't black
right.
people be both? Why can't they be both?
Because we don't have no doings in the Republican Party, brother. I mean, you seen that. Didn't you see the other day that 7 Republicans that are black is not even up for running for re-election or being kicked out of the party because they don't have no job for them to do? 7 of them, 7 high-ranking Republicans in the Republican Party, black people, men, they running out of the party because they ain't got no work for them to do. They said, we ain't got nothing for y'all to do over here. They work as being a Republican. All they need is the vote. All the white people need is the black people to vote for them Republicans. Then after that, you did your part. You don't hear from them. You don't hear from Tim Scott. You don't hear from Byron Daniels. You don't hear from the other black Republicans. You don't even hear from the guy of the Housing and Urban Development. But you see all the other white Republicans just laughing and talking with Hegseth and laughing and talking with the Commerce Secretary. You don't see no blacks up in that, and they making it known. I told you, brother, it's over. We ain't got nothing for you.
What do you mean it's
See,
over? What do you mean
but
it's over? What do you mean it's over?
with the time for them being Republicans is over with, except for when it comes time to vote. But they ain't got no room for us in the Republican Party. Where? Because they ain't showing us on TV. They're not showing us in any decision making. But you see all the white people walking the halls of Congress that's Republican. They talking to them. They talking to, when they had the government shutdown. You didn't see them talking to no black Republicans.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I got the wrong number. I'm sorry.
You got what wrong number? What number you trying to dial?
I was trying to get on the show on the Live Uncut show.
Yeah, I think you dialed the wrong number. Yeah, you did dial the wrong number. You're right.
Okay,
You
all
dialed the
right.
right number. Wrong number. Yeah, I don't want him on there because he disrespect Mama Doris. I know exactly who that was. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, you did dial the wrong number, bro. Yeah, you dialed the wrong number. Okay, go ahead, old timer.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's over for us being a Republican. What we got to do is go back to being a Democrat, and we just got
Oh,
to press our
old
claim
timer,
in the
old timer,
Democratic
old
Party.
timer. Come on now. You
But
listen,
look at the
listen, old
facts,
timer.
Martin. Look
You
at the
listen,
facts, though.
hold on, man. Hold on now. Stop that, old timer. Blacks ain't
Okay,
got to
all right.
be no Democrat. They could be Republicans too as well, bro. They why can't they be both, man? Come on now. You just want one thing. And listen, bro. I'm telling you, it's got to be a balance. Do you believe in the balance? Listen,
Yeah, I believe in
hold
balance.
on, should no one party determine where black people should vote, the way we should vote? They should they should be coming to our community, asking us for our vote. What do we need for our community for our vote? If everybody's black
Yeah,
on Democrat, they ain't got to work to get our vote. They got it already. Think about that, old timer. It's a strategy, brother. If you know politics, Democrats and Republicans, they vote on the same bills, most of them. And they pass bills
yeah,
together. Rarely
that's
you have,
right.
yeah, I'm just telling you, man, listen. Y'all do all that Democrat and Republican talk. At the end of the day, they going behind closed doors and making deals.
That's
Trust
true.
me. They making deals. You got Republicans that get into office broke. Lead office, they millionaires. You got Democrats get in office was broke. When they out of office, they become millionaires. What that tell you? Nobody care about
They
no
work
poor
together.
folks. Who care about poor folks? Not the Democrats, definitely not the Republicans. Democrats showed us in the state of
Well,
Illinois. We're going to make all the black communities property taxes. Now, Republicans didn't do that to us, old timer. It was our Democrats that we faithful to. They did that to us, made us pay these high property taxes in the black community. They did it to us. You can't deny that. It wasn't the Republicans that ran up the property taxes. It was our own Democrats that we're faithful to that party and we so in love with that party. They did it to us. I'm saying, we got to call it out, old timer. When we calling Republicans out, we got to call the Democrats out as well. Trust me.
well, that's true.
We got to
I
call
agree.
both of them out,
I
brother.
agree.
We got to call because it's too much going on. Because we
Okay,
on both
I agree with
sides.
you on that.
Yeah, we on both sides, whether you like it or not. We vote on both sides. And I tell people, I can find flaw in both of the parties. I really can. But guess what? One thing about the Democrats and Republicans, they have made an oath with death and hell that they'll never let a black person rule over them. Never. And if a black person get in office, they're going to do everything in the possible to make him feel uncomfortable and make it where he can't do nothing. They've
That's
already
true.
proved they're going to make it where he can't do nothing. They're going to tie his hands up. They're going to make him look bad to his people. And like I said today, why is it that black people hold black politicians to such high standards when the white ones, they have no expectation. They just get along, go along with it, period. It's what they do.
Well, that's true.
We do it.
Yeah.
Democrats do it. Republicans do it. They do it. Black Republicans do it. Why we do that? But then again, why should a black politician risk his life for black people when they don't support them or protect them? Why should he? Why should he? We got to give them something to know. We don't support our politicians, brother. We do a lot of talking. I was riding down Beverly today, and I seen at one house, it was 4 cars. I said, nice cars. I said, it's probably over $100-some thousand worth of automobiles sitting in front of that house. And black people ain't got no money. You got to ask yourself this question, old timer, and Mr. Roosevelt, I don't know if he's still on here. Why is it that the Asian people in Chinatown getting everything they want? Look at their neighborhoods. Go down in Chinatown. If you live in Chicago, you can Google it. They got bank, they got a school, they got restaurants, they got stores, they got everything they need in their own community. And old timer, no disrespect, you never see the Asian people raising hell, and I'm not cussing. They get what they want out of their politicians. You know why? Because they put their money where their mouth is. They know they're going to have to pay to get what they want. One thing about a black politician, if he want to be honest tonight, a black politician knows that if an Arab come in his community, or Pakistan, or Indian, or Asian, and want to open up a business, they know they're going to pay. They're going to pay that politician in some kind of way. They know it. If any politician that's listening to me tonight, and if you honest between yourself and God, you know if a foreign-owned business come in your community, they're going to pay you under the table. They're going to find a way to compensate you. And you're going to do your best to make sure that they got the right zoning and they can be able to get their license. Even if you're not over the license, you're going to be in the mayor's ear or the Department of Zoning. I need you to do this for me. And we know this. Why you think there's so many foreign-owned businesses in the black community? Because they pay. They pay the politicians. Also, they pay the politicians to shut down the people that look like them. Yeah. That's real talk.
Okay, so I mean,
I'm keeping it real tonight. I'm keeping it real tonight, bro. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. I'm doing everything tonight but calling out names, and I can do that too, because I'm not afraid. Every black politician know that if a foreign-owned business come in the black community, you know they're going to pay. Trust me. You don't see Chinese or the people from Chinatown down there at City Hall screaming and hollering, raising hell, because they're giving up that bag. That's what they're doing. They giving up that bag.
I mean,
come on now.
But don't we have a mind to think? I mean, don't we have a mind to be able to counteract and do things that, I mean, we know how to do everything when it comes down to living for life. So at some point in time, we do have strong, heavy-minded black people in every city and state in this country. So somewhere along the line, we have to band together and be able to do things and not be afraid. If there's a black-owned gas station, then we need to support that gas station. But if black-owned, any type of business that has some type of cap, I tell you, we have the opportunity to do it, but we love what the white people love. We love Yankee caps. We don't love red, black, and green caps to show something for our race, but we love to wear those Yankee caps with that NY on them. See, now we'll support that, and those caps cost $13, $15, and you see, we love the Alabama Crimson Tide caps, and yet at the same time, you got the man Nick Saban right down there going over there with Trump right now, trying to take away the NIL deal away from people because he don't want the athletes to get paid. So what I'm saying is, Okay, I'm gonna go to Alabama school, but I don't care nothing about Alabama. I'm going there because I'm going there to get an education, and I'm playing football or basketball. But that's where it stops at right there. I'm not
Mhm.
going to be saying, well, this coach, I love this coach because he's like a father to me. See, he's like the father I ain't never had. I'm not going to be saying that about them. See, and they trap all our young Bobby Knight, when he was coaching over there in Indiana, people was talking about, well, he's like my father. But you don't never hear white people talking about coaches like that. You'll never hear them say, with Bobby Knight, he's like my father and stuff and all that kind of stuff. But they trap us into saying a lot of stuff, and we take away all the money making opportunities that we can in any kind of way to promote our black race, and we just
But I,
won't do it.
but
Oh,
on
tell
time,
me.
it's kind of rich to hear you say. It's very rich to hear you say that. When you justify attacks against black people by saying that it was okay that this, former police officer used the N word hard R against black people. That was demonizing black people. Like, sometimes you're trying to do, but sometimes now it looks like you're trying to lift black people up when you said it was nothing wrong with someone outside of our race demonizing black people. So you got to pick a side. Which side you can laugh all
Well,
you
I can
want to,
scale back on
but
it. I can scale back on it. I can be wrong.
you can, yeah, you have to pick a side of where you want to be on, because that's double talk. How can you act like white people or whoever is doing all this kind of stuff to black people now, but yet you're willing to take the side of a racist Latino who was willing to use the N word against black people, and even wanted to perpetrate violence against black people? Because what did she say? The next black person I come into contact with, no, you're going to jail.
Okay.
You're willing to justify that, like you're willing to justify any attack on black people, like we have heard you do, but yet at the same time you want to lift black people up. You can't have it both ways. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I don't do it like that now, brother. I say I
You do
point
it
out
like
some,
that. Oh yeah, you do.
I
Yeah,
point
you
out
do.
some. No, I don't. I point out some inadequacies that we exhibit. When I say that we exhibit a lot of stuff like fighting and doing stuff that's not helping our race. Now, what that woman said about the black thing, well, I mean, we already have been over the sticks and stones can't break my bones, but names. I mean, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. But to let somebody know that hey, you done call me an N and all this. See, I'm saying I don't even use the word, brother. But I hear some people use the N word like it ain't nothing. Some people get on here and use the N word, and they act like they get a free pass for using it. I ain't used the word in years. I don't. It's almost like that's beneath me to use that word.
No,
They talking about, man,
you
huh?
justified someone else saying it. You said it was okay.
But I
So
admit
how
that
can
the
you
people
say
don't.
that?
I'm saying I admit that the people don't like us, man. I've worked. But brother, wait a minute now. The Spanish people don't like black people. The Spanish
That's my
people,
point.
I know, but we act like, but we like them. Our girls want to talk to go with a Spanish boy because you know what they say. I want my child to have good hair. I want my child to have good hair, and so they go with a Spanish dude. And they want their child to have a different color. I want them to be multi-shaded. We the one that's doing this stuff,
No, but you're the one who's doing it too,
brother.
because you took the
We
side
the one
of
that.
a Latin woman who used that very word.
Okay, and I said I can
So it
back
doesn't
off.
make you any
Okay,
better.
I said I can back off it. I didn't say I was right about everything. I said that what the woman was saying, what she was saying was in a private conversation, and it never should have got
No,
out.
it's not, no, it's not private and everything until when somebody posts it online like they did and everything. If it's private and everything, you close your mouth and keep it to yourself.
Well, okay, all right.
She did it.
I got okay. I agree that she nailed her own coffin. That she said too much. She went overboard, and whatever she was talking about, hey, I mean, she have to say all of that. I mean, especially whatever. Even if somebody did something to her, you supposed to put it in the hands of the law. But I just state my own cause. I just state my own cause as far as I see black people using the N word. And now other people is using the N word, and other people are starting to rise up and say the word. Now they got a different way that they spell it. They spell it Negga. They don't call it Nigger, and they call it nigger. Now I can say that word because that's what they saying. They say I didn't say Negger. I said Negga, and that's supposed to mean dude.
No, they don't got a right to say no. They don't have the right to say either one.
Well, now, see, now that's where that people not gonna let people control them, no, brother. See, you can control black people, but you're not gonna control white people because white people gonna find a way to say and do things. They don't even let their own people control that. So they got a different way of saying the word now, and it's supposed to be friend. It don't mean what they talking about a black person. It means dude, friend. That's that's the way that they saying it now. All you gotta do is listen. And white
That's
people,
not how she used it. That's what I'm talking about. You said that you said as a black person or somebody outside of your race, use this word against people like you or I, and you said it was okay. So what if this person who was a police officer never got caught saying it? And let's just say maybe you were visiting Houston because maybe you had friends or whatever down there. And let's just say there was an encounter that happened, God forbid, with you, and you happen to come in contact with this police officer, and she threw you in jail unjustly, all because of your race. It could be just like it can happen to anyone else. It can happen to you too. Because if she says that to one person or about one black person, it means all of us. So it means you, because you cannot separate yourself from the rest of us.
I have to agree with you, and I said I could back off what I said. Could have been wrong in the direct way that I was.
You was wrong.
Ain't no could have been. You were.
No. But you got to look at what the context what the lady said. The lady saying you. I mean, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute, brother. The people calling us monkeys. They calling us chimpanzees. They calling us that without this woman saying it. I mean, you had the president put a ape head on top of the Obamas. They did that. So I mean, she ain't the only one. The white people.
Yeah, but she's the one he got caught and everything. Let's not deflect and everything and talk about everything else. We're not talking about Trump and we're not talking about everybody else. We're talking about what she did. Let's focus on that.
Okay, what she did. Okay, now what I'm saying is that the people exhibit a lot of racism, but they don't want our children to marry. The Spanish people don't want their children to marry our children, man. That's the main thing that I'm looking at. I'm looking at what's happening to our people, and we bending over backwards to want to try to be on the same scale with the folk. We not comfortable within ourselves to say I'm gonna be black, and you ain't got to be all down for the black cause and not to help nobody else. Because white people do help a lot of black people. They do. They help a lot of black people in many different ways. Because when you take a tree blow over on somebody else, and white people bring they skill saw over there and cut the tree up.
Blacks don't do that either. Blacks don't do that.
No,
man, come on,
man. You know they don't do it.
Man, old timer. I can't believe that you're a preacher in the black church, man. It's hard to believe. I don't know. I'm seriously. It's hard to believe, man. I hope you don't be teaching Sunday school, cause man, it's just hard to believe, bro. Cause the people, you don't, brother. Listen, as a man to man, you rarely say anything good about black people, man. You don't have nothing good to say about black people, brother. You really don't.
I'm wrong.
I'm just saying. I'm being honest with you. You not on this show. I don't know what you do on your show, but on this show, you rarely have something good to say about black people. I've sent you videos of white people fighting. You never comment. I sent it to you. I sent it to you on purpose just to see. I know you see it. So I sent it to you on purpose. I sent it to you on purpose.
Okay.
Hold on, hold on, old time. I got a caller. Hold on. Hey, caller. Hold on. Let me merge you in. Hold on.
Take it.
All right. Okay. Before the new caller go, but old timer, I'm telling you, bro.
Yes, sir.
It's something about you and that white man. You in love with that white man, and I ain't saying you are, man. You think that they are. You think that they are the standard of everything. They are not the standard, man. They are the biggest thieves. They are the biggest murderers, bro. The con artists, brother. They've done all these things to us, brother. They're not righteous. I keep trying to tell you that, brother.
And white people don't want to see black people in church, because I bet you, as a Church of God in Christ minister, you probably don't even know some of the history of your very organization, how your organization was started by Charles Harrison Mason in the early 1900s. It did in the South. It had mostly black people always, but it even had white people who were part of the Church of God in Christ. But then after the white population in the Church of God in Christ started growing, after a while, they didn't want to be a part of under black leadership. So what did they do? They broke off and started another kind of church called the Assemblies of God. And also, Charles Harrison Mason even helped to sign their charter to help them get started. Because many white people, especially in the South in the 20s and 30s, did not want to be under black leadership. And that's a part of your organization.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. The Church of God in Christ and Bishop Mason, he helped them get started. And it was,
but those are some prejudiced white people who didn't want to be under black leadership. So what does that tell you? Even in the church, it's like what Martin said. It's like what many other people said. 11 o'clock on Sunday mornings is the most segregated hour in this entire country, even in the same denomination.
But can I be?
Well, okay. I think that Martin is good. I think you have gave a equal program, and I say that I'm wrong on the way that I have portrayed what I call, black people in the totality. But mine is just a partial view of some of the things that we do that holds us back. Now, that's what I'll say that right there.
Well, I tell you what.
I say that.
I think you're pretty successful. I'm quite sure that you probably own some property or own a building or two. You're retired. You get a check every month coming into your bank account or wherever had come or on the mail. I think you reminds me of the type of black person that you got yours now. Now you got yours, and you looking down at other people. You got yours. That's what you remind me. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not always. I tell on this is my channel, and I tell people Martin Johnson is not always right, and I don't have all the answers. Now, I could admit that. I could admit when I'm wrong. I could admit it. But let me let the next caller. I got Bill caller, but come on 206. Then I'll get Bill because I don't know if it's gonna let me let Bill on. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go
Real
ahead.
Quick, so other people.
Hey, 206.
Hey, Roosevelt. Good to hear.
Okay, Martin, I'm going to get off because I know you only got so many lines.
Okay, thank you.
Talk with all of y'all.
Okay.
I'm going to listen.
All right, come on in, Bill. Call back again. Go ahead on 206.
Old timer, can you hear me, brother?
Yes, sir. I see you loud and clear.
So let me make sure I understand this. The little Hispanic female in Houston talking that smack. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like because the racial name she used was so common that it wasn't as big a deal as people made it out to be. Is that a good assumption or a surmise of how you felt about it? Hello?
What about the assumption?
Is that accurate? Is that how you feel about it? Can you hear me?
I missed the last part you said. The word that she used.
Well, you feel that it's not that big a deal because it's in popular vernacular now, right?
Right.
Okay, let me ask you this. This is my question for you. Well, let me ask you this, just for sake of time. Let me get this out. So let's say that you're an older fellow, right? Let's say that you're going to the hospital to get an important
206. Hold it thought. Let me let Bill in. You'll continue. Hold on, Bill. Okay, 206. Come on. 206.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Real quick. So it's old timer. You in the hospital, right? And you about to have a major surgery performed. And you go to the hospital and they got you in the gown and they got your drawers off and everything. You in the blue gown and you got an IV maybe or something, a wrist tag on your hand. And you get in there in the operating room, the treatment room, and they got scalpels and cutting and needles and everything. And the doctor goes in there with the nurse And she says, this is Mr. Oldtimer. He's going to get this out and going. And the doctor gets to calling you, referring to you as all kind of N-words and chimps and everything, just like this Hispanic police said. Would you stay there on that treatment table, or would you go put your pants on and shoes and head towards the parking lot? Which one would you do?
Go head toward the parking lot.
And why would you do that?
Because I know that they don't have my best interest at large.
Okay, so do you see any parallel or similarity between the doctor and the female police down there in Houston?
Right. And I said that I can back off the statement what I'm saying, back off most of the statement that I said, but I was saying that she gave some examples on some of the things that she was talking about. So I'm saying, I can back off on some of it. I felt that she was way over the line with what she said. She didn't have no business saying those things that she said.
Okay, well then I'm done. I just wanted to check in with you and make sure that we had that understanding. Thank you for your time.
But
brother. I'll hang on and listen for them.
Hold on. Okay. But he did say if she wasn't on duty, he didn't see nothing wrong with it.
Old timer, is that true?
Yeah, I said it was a private conversation. That it never should have got to the it never should have got to the public. That's what I said. Yeah, I said that.
Okay. So let me ask you this one real quick. You and Denny's or Red Lobster or wherever with your granddaughters, with your grandchildren, I'm assuming you have grandchildren, and they sitting in the table next to you talking, having a private conversation, but you can hear them, and they get to calling black folks all kind of N-words and chimps and monkeys and everything, and they stink. How would you feel about that?
I think that would be wrong. I would have to call the waiter and say, I need to speak to the supervisor that you got people in here referring to people and that they don't need to be in there. Right. Yeah, I don't think that you have the right to say it. But I said it was like a hot mic situation. But now that we know that people feel this way about us, then she opened. Well, okay, I can't explain all of it the way that I'm saying, but I do know that what she said wasn't the right thing. She crossed way over the line. She shouldn't have said the things that she said.
Yeah, I agree. And she should have said it among her own people where only she could hear. Just like I talk about them sometimes. I'm not going to do that on a forum like this or in public. And besides, what I'm saying is true because it's based on my personal experience. Okay, I yield to the host. Thank you, old timer. I appreciate talking to both of y'all.
No problem. Bill, where you at, Bill? I think Bill, they called.
I'm here.
Come on, Bill.
Can you hear me?
I'm gonna hang up and give you some room.
Okay, go ahead, 206. Okay.
Hey, yeah. Hey, everybody. I want to start off first of all by saying, the biggest one of the biggest problems we have as a whole is dedicating ourselves, not just our vote, our whole intention and almost lives to one of these or political parties, and neither one are for us. Neither one. The best thing we can do is try to get with whichever one that's got something better for us. As a black man, I'm not gonna jump down on old timer so hard, but it's really discouraging and it's heart wrenching to hear him campaign for one particular party that has done so much wrong to his people. I don't care if you have been successful. To know the facts and the truth about this particular party, you cannot ignore it. And it's one thing to recognize it and say, I'm going to vote for him again privately, but to defend them, to stand up and over the Republican Party, neither one of them are no good. Just like Martin say, they get what they want did. They take care of business under the table deals, and you might see them go back and forth
in front of a camera, and then they're going to play golf together. But another thing I want to address is we got, as the people, stop looking at legacy news, bad mouthing and showing all the bad images of our people. What we see is not even 5% of what Black people are doing. And that's what we concentrate on. And that's what people that don't do it or that's been successful think. That's what's holding us back. No, that's not what's holding us back. What's holding us back is white supremacy. And it's in both parties. Stop believing the hype.
Wait a minute. You say your name Bill, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but Bill, don't you see that Black people out there calling one another the N-word and other people feeding off it? When other people feeding off it, I'm standing there calling you, Igga, what you gonna do? Igga, what you gonna do? Igga. Now you gonna say that other people don't see that? And they say, man, look how they talking to one another. But we don't see nobody else calling us. Okay, go ahead.
But guess what? That's one of the small things we've been able to control once we get some control. Like Martin said on the last show, I wasn't on, but I listened, and he brought to your attention that it's the context. You got people that say nigga and call a white man a nigga.
You do.
And it's the context. And you can have a Black man say it to a white man, he can say it to another Black man. And it's not with malice. But you can have a white person say it and you know it's malice. Even sometimes when they don't use the hard ER. You know what it is. I just wish we able to come together collectively and stop letting menial stuff take us off course. I'm a firm believer God has revealed a whole lot. Even with this Ashley Gonzalez stuff. You got people attacking Black people saying or saying that she's right, she shouldn't lose her job and all of this. That woman has a job that's a power position.
Bill.
And the damage that she can
do. Let me take this
Yeah.
call. Hold on. I'm gonna let you talk. Okay, hold on, my dear sister. Let me merge you in. Okay, all right, go continue, Bill. Then we got another call. Go ahead, continue, Bill.
Okay, I'll finish up. That woman has a power position that could change people's lives for the worse, more so than it ever could for the good. And you got a whole community of people that don't see. We already knew they didn't like us as a whole. They might speak with us, speak to us, whatever. But we know that they got racism and colorism within their own kind.
Well, we don't believe it though, Bill. We don't believe it all the way because we can.
That's what we do.
We can sit amongst ourselves and say, now, see, they kind of like us. See, you know, we can fix it and style it whatever way we want to until we hear the person that we had a little confidence in make that statement. They say, man, I didn't know you felt that way. No, brother, I thought you know, we've been going to lunch together, and here it is, man, you just slipped and said a word. You know, and that's this very person, because we think the Puerto Ricans are halfway Black. We don't think the Mexicans are halfway Black, but we definitely got a lot of confidence in them Puerto Ricans. We think them Puerto Ricans is just like us. And they say, oh, they half Black and stuff, and they turn right around.
Not if you know your history. Not if you know your history. You should base things like that. Myself, I'm gonna say on the individual interaction, but I am not asleep to the fact that all of them promote the lighter complected people of their race. They promote them, they put them on pedestals. And we cannot forget that. But that's not nothing that we have to concern ourselves with as a whole. And I want to commend our people because it seems like we have moved so far past the colorism. You were saying that little black girls want to have babies with Puerto Rican Mexicans so they can have good hair. That was more so in the 50s, 60s, or whatever. These young ladies now, it don't seem like they on that. There's some that have kids out their race, but they're not concerned. The colorism is beneath us right now. Not to say it's not none, but that's one hurdle we have tackled as a whole, and it's a lot more that's going to happen for us together if we stay focused and keep some God in our life. But don't keep letting this media and this bad news that you hear about these young people, what they doing. All these people are products of what white supremacy has formed them to be. They the same as white people was in discovering the Wild Wild West.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Let's go
and
next
they know
caller,
it.
Bill.
I'm going to end it at that.
Come on,
Thank
caller.
you.
Thank you. Come on, caller. Come on, my dear sister.
Peace, family.
Peace.
I really enjoy hearing all of the different perspectives, right? And I think that old timer got to be commended tonight. We got to do some little commending. This brother and sat up here and took these hits. Now, I've heard this show quite a few times. Yes, I have. I've been on here for quite a few times. And the controversy is real. The hard discussions get low, but I think it's something to commend a man who can self-reflect. I think it's something to commend a man who can sit and endure, right? Because even with all of the controversies and the different perspectives and opinions, right, he ain't ducking no shots. He ain't stayed on the phone. Upright. Whether you agree with it or not. People cower up, they fold. Oh, let me get up out of this conversation. It's uncomfortable. This darkness get low. Them blows go, right? Them rounds get shot. And he has stood on his phone. Old timer, I commend you. Now, I don't agree with you on a few of your statements that you make, but your piece is personal. That's for sure. However, when we talk about perspective and when we look at, our other brothers and sisters across this skin line, I think one thing is to be clear. We have a hard time with empathy for a different race that will dare say the slanderous comments that she made, right? When you say slanderous comments, when you hold a rifle at your hand, when you hold guns at your hip, okay, you make me doubt your intentions because we know, all of us are guilty of it. What come out the mouth ain't always true to the heart. So I can call a white person, a wet dog. But at the same time, that ain't necessarily my heart, and it's proven in my actions. It's proven in Black people's actions that our heart and our tongues are two different things. But it's something that's proven in their actions that their heart and their tongue contradict itself time and time again. So when you say things like, oh, I can't stand these chimps, and you walk in that action, I see your intentions that your heart is purely standing on that type of business. You can't stand us. Y'all murderers dead in the street. It gets hard to kind of sympathize with a police officer, considering the brown women, boys, children that die year after year in the streets by the hands of officers. They got too much blood on their hands to be saying something out their mouth when their actions will surely follow. And I think that's the conviction where you nailed your own coffin for sure. Because again, your heart and your words, they align. Whereas if I say, oh, I can't stand no white folks, right? But in my heart, we all know where Black people stand. We the most heart-giving people, selfless people. So I think she definitely had to walk a real thin line with that, because again, reputation precedes itself. On another point, and again, I got to give it up to Martin. You know, good brother Martin, phenomenal job, phenomenal host. I mean, I want to see some hosts go verse to verse with it, bar to bar with it, because Martin allows everyone to have these conversations and hold to their truth. And I think it's got to be commended as well to be able to call shots and call it out and put it on the table and say, now it's time to eat. Let's eat them up, you know? And I think that has a lot to do with a professionalism and the ability to mediate conversations. So I think, man, it's just a phenomenal conversation. And then it's so many things that's going on right now in the world to talk about. But again, I look at us as a whole and how we have these conversations. And I think it's a dope platform to do it, because again, this is how we grow. This is how we heal. This is how we self-reflect. Right? This is self-mastery at its finest. So that's my piece, family. And that's all I wanted to speak on. So yeah.
Okay, great. We're gonna get ready to end it with that. I think we've hit a lot of great discussion out here today, and I work 10 hours a day, and I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm tired. My eyes are dropping. I'm trying to hold on. I got the fan blowing on me. So I thank you guys. It was a great show for me not having a title and just said open discussion. I think we did well today. We had open discussion. We had different opinions, which is cool. I'm with all that, people. This is one of the only shows that's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X. You can have a different opinion of the host and still speak your mind. Because most places and most spaces that have live shows, they don't want no disagreement. Trust me, they'd been to cut you off real quick. But this one, we made a name for ourselves. Whether you agree with me or not, we're going to let you speak your piece. And I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Everybody has an opinion, and everybody wants to be heard. I know I want to be heard. So I thank you guys. I'm out of here. You already know what it is.
You already know what it is.
What is it?
Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black.
I love being black. All right, people. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Go subscribe to my page, Martin G. Johnson, on YouTube. Hit like, share on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X. I appreciate you. I thank you. We're not on here begging you for no money. All we're asking you, watch the videos, share the videos, talk about the video. You can even break them down in reels and do whatever you want to do. I'm cool with that. So with all that being said, I'm out of here, people. I appreciate you guys for calling in, tuning in. Peace out.